What's up, guys? Second time trying to make this video. Teacher talking sports here. First one had audio issues, which I believe are all cleared up. So let's get into it. The NFL season is officially at the halfway mark. At least the regular season, 9 weeks down, 9 weeks to go. As always, there are numerous coaches on the hot seat. So let's get into it. Here's six head coaches who really need their teams to show improvement in the second half for them to be seen on the sidelines for their respective teams come 2022. We'll start with the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores in his third season, longtime assistant of Bill Belichick. We know the Bill Belichick coaching tree has had maybe a few successes, but a bunch of failures as well. Um, Started off his career with the Dolphins 5-11 on a team that was devoid of much talent. Last year, one of the most surprising teams at 10-6, nearly made the playoffs. Unfortunately, got blown out by the Bills last week of the season. So high expectations entering the 2021 season, and they have not come to fruition whatsoever. 2-7, beat the lowly Texans in Week 9 to finally get their second win, and barely beat the Patriots in Week 1. If it were not for a red zone fumble, they may have lost that game. Tua has had a lot of injuries. He's actually going to miss his second straight game with a fractured finger in his throwing hand. Jacoby Brissett will get the start once again Thursday night football against the Baltimore Ravens, heavy underdogs. So if that pans out, they will fall to 2-8, and fans will already be looking forward to 2022. Next, we have Urban Meyer of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Urban Meyer, super high profile college coach, won 3 national championships at the collegiate level. This is his first year with the Jaguars, and he's been in the news a lot, and not really for good things. Of course, the one that everyone knows about was after they lost to the Bengals. Instead of flying home with his team, he decided to stay in Ohio with his, what he says, with his family. Without getting into it much, many of us have seen that video of the girl dancing on him, which is not a family member. So he had to make comments on that. I had to have press conferences about it. Shad Khan, the Jaguars owner, had a press conference basically saying that he was disappointed in what Urban Meyer did in the situation, brought a lot of negative light on the Jaguars organization as a whole. Did help out his cause in Week 9 with arguably the biggest upset of the NFL season this year when they were able to beat the Bills 9-6, but they still are 2-6 on the year. And Trevor Lawrence has looked okay at times, but maybe not what was expected of his rookie year when he was expected to be one of the better quarterbacks coming out of college in quite some time, maybe since Andrew Luck. Next, we will head to Minnesota. Mike Zimmer, 65 years old, one of the older head coaches in the league, now in his 8th season, and has a career record pretty well over 500 at 67, 52, and 1. So he's had success, but now in his 8th year, and he's only won 2 playoff games in his career. 3-5 this year, and a lot of their losses have come. Actually, I think maybe all of their losses this season have come by one possession, which isn't necessarily a good sign for the head coaching and the coaching job as a whole. One of their wins came against the winless Lions, in which took a 54-yard field goal as time expired for Minnesota to barely prevail over Detroit. Even though his record is well over 500, looks like it'll be the third time in 4 years. and the fifth time in his 8 seasons that they did not make the playoffs. Although the NFC is very top heavy. I believe the 7th seed right now is Atlanta, who is 4-4, so they're only a game behind them. But they just have not found a way to win these close games. Next, we have Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers. Shanahan, of course, was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons team that made the Super Bowl. Unfortunately for them, they are known for blowing a 28-3 lead. Now in his 5th season with the San Francisco 49ers. You look at his career record, that 2019 season surely looks like an outlier when they went 13-3, made the Super Bowl. I'm a teacher, so let me do my quick math. Get rid of that 13-3 season. He's only 19-37 in the other 4 seasons, coming off probably his most embarrassing loss of his career. They played the Cardinals in Week 9 without star quarterback Kyler Murray for Arizona and star wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, and it really wasn't close. Cardinals easily prevailed with Colt McCoy under center. Next, we have Riverboat Ron Rivera from the Washington football team. 2-time Coach of the Year in 2013 and 2015 while with the Panthers. Looking at his career record, a little bit over 500, 578 and 1 with Washington. Now his 2nd season. Last year, actually made the playoffs, won the NFC East, but the NFC East was an absolute dumpster fire that year. Won it despite an under 500 record at 7-9. They lost in the first round of the playoffs to the eventual Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This year, off to a 2-6 start in the basement of the NFC East, even though the Giants and Eagles also are in that division and under 500. Washington was expected to have one of the better defenses in the league this season, and it has underperformed at every level. He did lose quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick in Week 1, but Washington has just not looked like a good team this season that could put Ron Rivera on the hot seat come the end of the year. And last, head coach that a lot of Bears fans were hoping would get fired last season, Matt Nagy, who actually won Coach of the Year in his first season, 2018. Since then, 2 500 seasons, and this year they're 3-6. The Bears were never able to succeed with second overall pick Mitch Trubisky under center. Now they once again have a high draft pick Justin Fields under center, and the offense has just not looked good at all. Matt Nagy actually gave up his play calling, I believe, in Week 3. He no longer called the plays on offense, and he's had an above average defense throughout much of his tenure, but the offenses have just struggled mightily under Trubisky, under Andy Dalton for a bit, and now under Justin Fields. So, unless the Bears really step it up, 3-6, game and a half out of the last playoff spot in the NFC. A lot of Bears fans will probably be happy if they see a new coach on the sidelines come 2022. So that's 6 coaches who need to see their teams improve in order for them to be ensured that they have a job in 2022 as the head coach of the team they currently are on. A couple others who may be a little bit on the hot seat include Vic Fangio of the Broncos, although that win against the Cowboys in Week 9 really helped his cause. Matt Rule of the Panthers went from 3-0 to under 500 now. Joe Judge of the Giants. David Gettleman, their GM, seems to be likely to get fired. New GM may want to bring in a head coach of his own. David Culley of the Texans. Nobody expected the Texans to be good. Yes, he only has 1 win. It's his first season. They don't have Deshaun Watson. Can you really blame him? Most people believe they had the least talent in the league. And then Rich Bisaccia of the Raiders, interim coach. really think the only chance he has to remain the Raiders coach in 2022 is if they make the playoffs. All right, make sure to hit that subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that bell for future notifications. I am out.